Welcome to pile number 1. Your future self steps toward you today wearing the expression of someone who learned something the hard way and would give anything to spare you the same lesson. And the warning they carry is wrapped in the particular tenderness of the Page of Cups, a card of emotional openness, of dreamy sensitivity, of the heart worn so visibly and so vulnerably on the sleeve that the world can reach it without even trying. Your future self looks at where you are right now and sees someone whose emotional generosity is one of their most extraordinary qualities. And they want you to understand, with a loving urgency that cannot be overstated, that not everyone you are currently opening that heart to deserves the access you are giving them. The Page of Cups feels everything deeply and leads with love almost reflexively, and there is genuine beauty in that. But your future self is here to warn you that this quality, without the companion wisdom of discernment, can lead you into emotional territories that cost far more than they return. There may be someone in your life right now, or someone approaching, who is drawn to your openness not because they intend to honor it, but because open hearts are easier to take from. Your future self is not asking you to close down. They would never ask that because they know that your emotional depth is not a flaw to be corrected but a gift to be protected. They are asking you to be more selective about who receives it. Watch today, and in the coming period, for the ways your desire to be loved and your willingness to feel deeply may be leading you to ignore information that deserves your attention. The Page of Cups has a tendency to romanticize, to see people and situations through a gauze of hopeful feeling that softens the edges of things that perhaps should not be softened. Your future self learned at some cost that the most loving thing you can do for yourself is hold your emotional world with the same care and reverence you extend to others. Feel everything, absolutely always feel everything. But choose with wisdom and not just with longing who gets to stand in the light of all that feeling. Your heart is not just open, it is precious. Treat it accordingly. Welcome to pile number 2. Your future self arrives with a magician's energy crackling around them like electricity, and the warning they bring is one that only someone who has lived through the consequences of this particular lesson would know how to deliver with the precision it requires. The magician stands at his table with all 4 elemental tools before him, one hand pointed to the heavens and one to the earth, a figure of extraordinary capability and focused intention. He can do almost anything he turns his considerable power toward. And that, your future self wants you to understand with absolute clarity, is precisely where the danger lives. The warning is this: your ability to make things happen, to manifest, to convince, to present yourself and your vision with such compelling force that people and circumstances bend toward you, is real and it is remarkable. But your future self is asking you to examine, with ruthless honesty, whether you are currently using that power in full alignment with what you actually deeply believe in, or whether you have been, even partially, using it in service of what you want in this moment rather than what you genuinely need in the long run. The magician's shadow is the con artist, the illusionist, the person so skilled at creating appearances that they eventually lose track of where the performance ends and the truth begins. Your future self is warning you not to go there. There may be a situation right now where your considerable talents are being used to sustain something that does not hold up without the performance. A version of yourself, a relationship, a professional front, a narrative about your life that requires constant, exhausting maintenance because its foundations are not as solid as the presentation suggests. Your future self has been where that road leads and is here to tell you to turn around before the distance becomes any greater. The magician at his highest and most powerful does not need tricks. He works with what is genuinely, authentically his. And when you operate from that place of real alignment between your inner truth and your outer expression, the magic that results is not just impressive. It is unassailable. Use your power for what is real. Your future self is proof that it is more than enough. Welcome to pile number 3. Your future self comes to you today with a Tower card held in their hands, and there is a solemnness in their eyes that asks you to sit down, to breathe, and to receive what they have come to tell you with the full weight of attention it deserves. Because this is perhaps the most significant warning in this entire set of readings, and it is being delivered not to frighten you but to give you something your future self did not have when they needed it most. Awareness. The chance to make different choices before the lightning strikes rather than in the aftermath of it. The Tower is the card of sudden structural collapse. The moment when something that was built on unstable foundations can no longer maintain the appearance of stability and comes down, spectacularly and without warning, in a way that changes everything. And your future self is standing in the rubble of exactly that kind of moment, looking back at the version of you that exists right now, and saying with every ounce of clarity and love they possess, there is something in your life that you already know is not as solid as it looks. Something built on ground that has been shifting beneath the surface while you have been maintaining the structure above it. Please look at it now. Please look at it honestly, before the Tower falls on its own. This is not a warning that collapse is inevitable. And this is the most important thing to understand about why your future self has come. They are here precisely because the Tower's fall is not yet written in stone. There is still time to do what they did not do. To examine the foundations, to acknowledge what is unstable, to make the conscious, deliberate choice to dismantle what cannot stand rather than waiting for it to be taken from you in a moment of shock and devastation. The structures most at risk are the ones you have been most reluctant to look at directly. The relationship whose cracks you have been plastering over, the situation you have been sustaining through denial, the version of your life that looks intact from the outside but that you know in your quietest moments is held together with far less than it appears. Your future self is not asking you to destroy anything. They are asking you to be honest enough to see what is already, quietly, coming apart, and to have the extraordinary courage to address it now, on your own terms, with your own hands, before the lightning makes that choice for you.